Hi, Dean.
Hello.
My name's Mackenzie. I will be working with you today. I wanted to let you know that everything you say is confidential, and unless you are harm to yourself, someone else, an elderly, or your children. Um, Other than that, if you have any questions throughout the session, you can feel free to ask, or if you're confused or don't understand something I'm saying, feel free to clarify. Other than that, do you have any questions?
Not at this moment.
Alrighty. So I know you were referred here by a doctor, but can you tell me a little bit of why you're here?
Well, I've been binge eating and kind of feeling more depressed than usual. Um, that's, I guess, basically why I was here because I guess my health is at risk. And, binge eating all the time isn't healthy for me. And my mother died when I was a teenager from being overweight, and my father has heart problems as well. So I don't want to go down those same tracks.
Alrighty, you said that you've been feeling depressed and that causes you to binge eat.
Yeah.
What are those stressors?
Well, first of all, it's kind of hard for me to be like the caregiver for our family because my husband has went back to school, so I'm working, and paying all the bills, and he's going to school and not able to help as much, when he was working, and that's been a lot of strain on me, and then having to focus at work and trying to take care of my kids is just a lot, and I usually just go to just eating and binge eating in my car where no one can see me. And it's just depressed. Like, I eat so much to the point where sometimes I feel like throwing up, or either like it makes me feel bad. Like, why did I just eat all of that so fast? And it just doesn't make me feel good at all.
Mm-hmm. So you said you went back to work because your husband's in school. What do you do?
I work for a vending company, so I basically just restock machines and stuff like that. So it's easy for me to get a hold of those junk foods and bad foods that I don't need, and it's free. So I just take advantage of it and eat it all.
Mm-hmm. Um, so is work kind of like an enabler to this binge eating?
Yes, I would say most definitely it is an enabler, and it's just making my habit worse because I can just get it anytime that I want it.
So you said that your mother died when you were a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when the problem arose that you're binge eating?
I would say it did went not too long after she passed away because I would use eating and binge eating as a coping, as coping with her death and her being gone. I would just, when I feel like depressed or just wanted to stay in my room and cry, like I would just always just eat. That's just how I learned to deal with it.
So you've had some history of depression and coping with your stressors through eating. How many times a week would you say that you would binge eat?
Probably every day. To be honest, every day. Every day.
Okay. So the binge eating, the depression. Is there any other additional issues or concerns that you have?
Um, just mainly that, just getting back on track with my life and not feeling so depressed, and just, stopping this binge eating so I can focus on my health and eating better and being better for my kids.
Right. And have you ever had any previous diagnosis or sought out any mental health? I know you said that you had been referred here by a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Had the issue about your weight come up prior and seeking out mental health services?
No, I wouldn't say it has come up before, not as far as a doctor telling me that I need to go, seek further help from it. This is the first time that this has happened to me.
Okay. Are you currently on any medications?
No.
Are you a substance abuse user?
No, I've never done drugs. Never been a fan of drugs.
Alright. So who would you say your support system is?
My family, of course. I attend church, faithfully, so that's definitely a support system for me. I would just like for me and my husband to get back on that level that we were before I took on all the responsibility of taking care of the house. It's just not been the same, and I feel like I kind of lashed out on him, but he's definitely a support system. And church and my kids, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Are you having any sleep issues or concentration issues?
Yes, I definitely have concentration issues as far as just anything that I do. I can go to the grocery store and get so sidetracked of what I need to get or what I'm doing because it's just like so much is constantly on my mind. And sleeping, I'm constantly up all times of the night just thinking about all the things that I have to get done, the bills that I have to pay, my situation, the fact that I can't stop eating so much. It's something that's constantly going through my head, and I'm barely able to sleep.
How many nights a week would you say that you're having trouble sleeping?
I would say it's becoming a every night thing. So every day.
Okay. Have you had any history of suicide?
No, I haven't had any history of hurting myself or others.
And you currently don't either?
No.
Alright. So, can you describe some personal strengths about yourself or some positive aspects that you like or things that you like to do?
Well, I used to like to hang out, with my friends, but I don't really like to do that anymore because of how I look and how I feel. I don't want to ruin anybody's, day or whatever. I just basically want to stay to myself and just be around my kids and my husband. But I would say that when I'm around people, I'm a fun person and I work hard or whatever, and a good mother and a good wife.
Okay. So, what do you have any coping skills that, other than binge drinking or binge eating, sorry, that you do?
Not binge drinking.
Binge eating, other coping skills. Is there something else that you sometimes resort to?
No, I don't really see anything else being the bigger issue other than eating and just kind of like going into my box and just like blocking the world out. That's just been my main issue for a really, really long time, and I just think it's really hit the surface now, and I really need to deal with it.
So I know that you were recommended to come to counseling by a physician, and you obviously followed through with his suggestions to seek out therapy. What would you like to see from from therapy, or what would be some goals that you'd like to set for yourself that we could work on together?
Well, I most definitely would like to stop binge eating, and I would like to lessen my eating junk foods a day. I would say every time I get a chance, I probably binge on junk food at least 5 times a day. So I would more than likely want to lessen it to two times a day.
Okay, so we have minimize binge eating to 2 times a day. So I know that you said work was kind of an enabling factor into why you binged eating. Is there something that we could set as a goal for when you're at work?
Well, I would like to look for another job. I mean, that's been one thing that's been on my list for a while. I would like to kind of find a better job and one that, doesn't involve food. That could be a goal to try to find another job.
All right, so we have find another job, minimize binge eating to twice a day. In the meantime, though, until you do find one, what are some alternatives or goals or motivations you could set while you're at work?
Just to try to bring my own snacks, healthy snacks, so I won't be, um, so I won't be kind of forced to eat those snacks. Um,
But what happens if all of a sudden you get stressed and that Twinkie looks way better than that apple you brought? What are some things that you could maybe set for yourself?
I used to always kind of write myself notes, like happy notes or whatever. I can kind of just try to write myself notes to myself and just kind of say, look, you can't eat this, you won't eat it, not today, to kind of get me in track. Because those things kind of helped me when I was younger. I used to do that, and it helped me out a little. So I could try to do that, just try to
reinforce some positive positivity in your life.
Yeah.
Something to reinforce and keep you motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you had been depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you would like to work on while you're in counseling?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. I usually feel depressed about 5 days out the week, so I would like to, start small and maybe lessen it to probably about 3 days.
Okay, so you want to lessen your depression to about 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the minimize the binge eating to twice a day to start out with. Motivational notes to yourself. Healthy alternatives at work. Minimize the depression to 3 days a week. 3 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And is there something else any goals you'd like to set for yourself?
I think that's good for right now, because if I can accomplish that, then it'll make me better as a whole. It'll make me better mother, a better wife. So I think that's a good start.
All right. So I agree. I do believe that this is a good start to start with. And then once we figured out or found some alternatives that worked towards these goals or accomplished some of these goals, we can come back and reevaluate and see if this is something you're still wanting to work on. Is there adjustments that you'd like to make to the goals? But as of right now, let's start with this. I think we'll meet in a week or so. But until then, let's set a goal from now until you meet. What would you like to start with from now until the next time we meet? It might be just something even little, like maybe the snacks or something.
Yeah, I want to start with the snacks. I definitely want to start with that.
All right. Okay. So I challenge you for next time to monitor how many times you're snacking today or during the day, and challenge you to make healthier alternatives. And if it helps, maybe make a journal or a note of how many times you are snacking and what your snack or choice of snack was.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's all for today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.